So, who are you guys, anyhow?
Agents Mulder and Scully, FBI.
FBI, huh? Excuse me. All right, they're on to us. Get them back to SeaWorld.
Fuck off, Orca's streaming, no way.
Ah!
Orca, sort your fucking shit out!
Yakshimash. My name is Biorand. I like you. I like sex. It's nice. These are orchids, a town mechanic and a abortionist. This is my mother. She oldest woman in the whole of Kusek. She is a 43. I love her. Although Kazakhstan a glorious country, it have a problem too. Economic, social,
And cult.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. King in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair.
I am in a nest of gold. They have cleverly shifted their shapes. One of them has taken the form of a little old woman. What is the best gun to defend
From a cult.
What you see is what I've got.
Come on and make my day.
Book.
Oh, nice.
Leon, help!
Well, I want to say hello. Welcome back in my town of Kusek. Since I returned, there have been much improvements. We no longer have a running of the
Cult.
It's cruel. We're Christians now.
Hello. How is everyone? How you doing, Edger? Couscous? AFK? ROS? Orca eats. No, I've barely eaten today. All I've had is a gammon steak, that's it. I can't eat anything else because I don't have any other food. more so still on coffee bags because I'm out of coffee filters. I'll do a food refresh tomorrow. Thank you, Emily, for the sub. How you doing? You had any coffee today? How can you go about it? How's the revision going, Emily? Or do you get a bank holiday as well? Yeah, I don't subject myself to that. Thank you, Genre, for the sub, Prime sub, much appreciated. I don't know why it's still doing that snake thing for the hype train. I thought I changed that, or maybe I only changed the completion one. Right, I need to keep an eye on the adverts this time. Make sure I don't like use the half an hour split as a opportunity to get a drink. This stream makes you feel like you're watching someone program multiple game. Yes. I think I played one Splinter Cell game. It was what was it? Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell 2002 on PC, and I got bored after 5 minutes. So okay, that's good, Emily. You actually did do some. Yeah. So one of the things Edger kept complaining about in his randos, it was just, to be fair, it's not just Edger, it's everyone. Like even Ray was doing it as well today. In fact, every single person that I think has played this rando has complained about the fact that they still get the silver and gold tokens, even though they turn the slider to 0. I keep saying it's just for the enemy drops. So what I'll do is I'll add sliders now for the item drops. Let me switch to desktop. Yeah, I did doubt you, Emily, because I would have done the same. I would have not done any today. I would have probably made the excuse that it was a bank holiday, therefore I didn't need to do any homework. I just spend half of my bank holiday ironing clothes. Luckily, like 5 streams to entertain me while doing that. Okay. Yeah, I think I will have different sliders, although this isn't coping with it. I don't know why I called it that. That means it's gonna probably, if I change the names of these things, it's gonna break some profiles. I guess while it's still in early access, I'll happily break existing profiles. But then I'll have to pay myself. Thought I played games on a Monday. Yeah, that will change though when I start doing this randomizer. Like, now that people are finding the website, the user list is quickly building up. I'm gonna have like 500 people waiting for the randomizer by next week. Yeah, I mean, I'll put it in the Discord at some point. I mean, for most people, it's just going to be registration. That's it. So yeah, there's no harm in showing the link, really. I've added a new page, by the way, if you want to check that out. Well, yeah. Also, like. You only have to watch my stream VOD, and you'll see the link in my browser. Hey Kale, how's it going? Yeah, it's so there's only 2 people that have shared their history. If you want to share your history, just go to your user profile settings and then enable sharing. Well, my opinions of RE6. Played it once with a friend 4 years ago for the first time. And we did all 4 scenarios in 4 different settings. By the end of it, I just wanted it to get over and done with. In fact, I was already bored of it by the end of 1 scenario. it was it's just too action. Like even RE5, by the time you get to the third act, is it an island I don't know. Whenever you've got the soldiers with all the guns, and like, what? Why am I playing this? I just it just gets ridiculous. There's just so many enemies. It's like tons and tons of enemies. Where little stealth, little. There's no like areas where it's peaceful for a bit and then action and then peaceful. Felt like just strayed away far too much from the RE4 model. I'm sure RE6, there are probably some good moments. I just remember all the bad ones, that's all. Oh yeah, so RE5, the I played that a hell of a lot on PlayStation 3, but I played it again for the first time in years with a friend, and it's that boss where you have the flamethrower. I think we did it on the second to highest difficulty, and we were just on that boss for like an hour, or maybe more. And we only died once. So, what on earth was going on there? I don't know. It's like they don't expect people to play on the hard difficulty unless it's New Game Plus. But yeah, go check out the history page, and that will show you everyone. Well, I'll show you your own for a start. Actually, does it show you your own? I might have forgotten actually to make it always show your own. I'm doubting myself now. That could be a problem. I have a feeling I forgot to make it show you your own profile, your own histories if you haven't got sharing enabled. Let me just double check. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it just won't. I forgot to add the clause to the sequel entry. It's annoying. I'll fix that. I'll fix that after stream, maybe. I hope it'll be similar to 4 remake. But yeah, I just hope they change it similar to the sort of changes they did for RE4. Oh yeah, that's the other fight that really annoyed me. I swear on like professional, it's almost impossible to do it with the AI. Because they're just not shooting at the Gigante at full amount. Yeah, I got RE5 from release day as well. Hey, Shiny. I hear you're bored of the rando already. Oh, you mean you're bored of the current siege you're doing? Yeah, I think Matt tried it, like just Ganados, and he very quickly got bored and was like, yeah, let's just go back to... Or maybe it said, no, it's you, Edger, sorry. I got them confused. You tried just Ganados only, or villagers only, and you got bored after like 3 chapters, didn't you? Have I been able to add more enemies in one run for a boss fight? Have you not seen, like, people play the randomizer? Did you not see Edge's stream today? Like, all the boss fights now have ads. Even the first Krauser fight, there's a load of enemies, and all you can use is the knife. But this in its own thing. Yeah, sorry to hear that, IRS. So it hasn't really been released yet. It's early access, and I've only given early access to a handful of people. People can sign up for early access via the website. And yeah, amongst adding like extra features, the one thing that's really dragging it back is the crashes, which tends to be restricted to just higher enemy multipliers. And oh, and also things like that Plaga, like I've just had to completely disable that because it just crashes the game so easily. And pigs, but it's not a big deal if you can't use pigs. I'm just surprised it seems to be any so pigs seem to always crash the game if they're spawned in. I don't know why. So they can only be like pre-spawned in enemies. Yeah, it's so weird though, because we've got the cap now per stage. Yeah, it still seems to be very easily triggered by the multiplier. But yeah, if you can figure out what exactly it is that the game is not liking, you know, is it sheer quantity? Is it just quantity, or is it something completely different that's just RNG and is very more likely to happen with 10x? Yeah, the new website's available now. Yeah, but if it's graphics overload, why does the cap per stage not do its job? Yeah, go for it. Couscous. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Because the other thing is, although I'm capping per stage, that includes a lot of enemies that just don't spawn in until triggered. Like the village section just has loads of spawns, but they're not all active spawns. They're like they're raves. So it's like, okay, here are 10 spawns that will be triggered every so often when the number of enemies is low enough. I might be able to find a particular spawn controller that will only spawn in stuff if the number of enemies is like below a limit. There's not much I can capture Kestrel. A stack trace is only going to give me some. There was a access violation at this address, and here are the register values. Like, that means nothing to me. I can't debug Capcom's engine, particularly the native side of it. It's far too low level. And there's just so much going on. And it's not... I mean, some crashes are easy to reproduce, but not, so others are random. The way RE engine works is nothing like the older games, so it's just a different ball game. And for the most part, they should be checking error codes. Like if something fails to allocate memory for something, then they should handle it correctly. They shouldn't just crash the game. Although given the amount of D3D errors people get, they obviously aren't doing enough error handling. Like Hot Potato found out that the shadow cache was crashing his game for D3D error. So the shadow cache was obviously eating up far too much memory on the video card. But I don't know why RE Engine can't just say, look, you're running out of shadow cache memory, and either automatically do something about it or tell you to do something about it. I think when it crashes, it does dump a file in your install directory, but there's not much information in it that's useful. As I say, it's just a stack trace. Well, not even a stack trace. It's just a like a register dump. Yeah, but then again, it's probably miles better than like the RE7 version of RE Engine, isn't it? I think Namsky was saying that RE2 remake can't handle that many enemies at the same time, so they must have improved it a lot in order to do RE4. I know, but at that point, Shiny, you're asking for a mod, not a randomizer. It's very hard to get randomizers to give you rooms where, oh, it's possible to do it with just the knife if you know the right strat, etc., etc. Oh, and it's all just about balanced enough. No, randomizers are just, here's just, it could be easy, it could be hard, and it might not even be possible sometimes, depending on your config. Well, it allows you to create the patterns you want. For example, if you did want to do, it makes it better for challenge runs. So if you're going to do a challenge run, the configuration helps you balance it for that challenge run. So if you did, for example, want to do a knife only challenge run, you can configure it to give you lots of knives. And if you wanted a shotgun only one, you can configure it to only give you shotgun ammo. Like someone suggested, it, you know, the actual ammo types you could specify. And it's so easy for me to add extra config options, I might as well do it. It's not like the OG Biorand where I had to try and fit every option into a small, like a 32 character seed number. Also, I mean, it's probably nearly always possible. It's just that people get stuck. They just find themselves in situations where they can't continue because they don't have the ammo or the grenades. All it means is that they just have to go back to an older save or start from scratch. It's very rare that you don't get a randomizer that's not. If a randomizer is not possible, it's either down to a fact that it's generally not giving you like a key item you need, or an enemy is stuck, or there's a crash that you can't work around, like technical issues like that. Like you might have a Verdugo holding the key item you need, and all you have is a knife. It's still possible. It's just incredibly time consuming, isn't it? And it's hard not to. It's just incredibly difficult to do a knife only without losing all your health. But you get that in like the OG games as well. I mean, a lot of people probably say, oh yeah, it's impossible to do no damage. Well, no, it's possible. It's just that you have to be incredibly... You often have to find just glitches that help you do it. Like getting the boss stuck or an enemy stuck somewhere. It's like the when you're doing kill all enemies, what you're doing, well, you're getting all the enemies stuck somewhere so that you can kill them. And then I think you gave up with like Mendes Hill, didn't you? You knew it was possible. It's like you were not going to go to the trouble of doing it because it's. Yeah, the vanilla game's pretty bad with that as well. It's like there's a few bosses where once you kill it, that's it. You have to go to the next area, so you don't have time to loot. It should always give you like looting opportunity. In vanilla cabin, um, I'm trying to think if you could loot the cabin afterwards. I'm not sure you could because the chapter ended, didn't it? And when the chapter ends, you lose the loot. Or does it stay? I can't remember. Is that OG though, Edge? Yeah, I was just trying to remember if OG cabin allowed you to loot it afterwards. Because when the chapter ends, you're still in the same level. It's just, I think the loot might disappear, but you can still go back in the cabin. Okay, so the chapter end doesn't get rid of the loot. Um, yeah, it's annoying when it's like you're doing a lot of stuff just to do something simple. I'm just trying to make it display the old item that gets replaced for a log file, and I'm having to do all this extra code to do that. Like, I don't see how this. It's no, we'll just simplify things. Oh, hold on. If I don't even need to do all of this. Right. That just can be old item becomes new item. That's a bit of a hack as well. That's like specific things that I'm trying to ignore, like stuff in the factory. I can't even remember what that one was. Oh, thanks, Shiny. It's work in progress still. How did you share your settings, Edger? Did you use the website? Let me see if I can see it. Oops. Is it this one? You see two? I fixed that though. Refresh? I don't know why it's saying there's no bookmarks when I thought I bookmarked it. Oh, that's better. That was weird. Still see two. Okay, after. debug that locally. So you've got just green red on 0.1. You could just turn FAS off and increase green red. Well, as long I think it uses those lighted switches to check. Not as much money as a green red combined with a yellow though, shiny. Unless the price randomizations swap them around. Oh, you got yellow on 0 actually, so you're not going to just find those on your own. Yeah, what I'd do, Edger, is just get rid of the mixes altogether. Just have green, red, and yellow one. That's true. Fast can be sent to storage, unless you have the mod that lets you put everything in storage. I didn't want to run the rep server. Generate. Hunter's Lodge key. Oh, is it actually going to randomize it? Yeah. Okay, we need to prevent that. It's not even a fluffy mod. Well, you can make it a fluffy mod. It's a RE4R Lua script.
I'd like a tasting.
All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assume.
Need something robust, precise.
Something for the end of the...
Would you recommend anything for the end of the night? Something big, bold.
Just hope it isn't randomized, otherwise you're screwed. That might be what that is actually. It's probably the rocket launcher at the end. Right. So at the moment this is using all the same sliders as enemy drops. That is a large amount of money. 23 bolts, I'm not even sure that works. I think it's capped at max stack size. Alright. The one thing I don't have yet is chapters. So I don't know, I don't have it marked what chapter each one of these items is in. Which means that I can't do like a proper item distribution. Yeah. Is it using your set? No, I don't know actually. I mean, it might have been one that you had at some point. Oh, so it does work. You can have 48 mag. Okay. Oh, I see. Was that an enemy drop or a static item? Hey, Val. Okay, I'm trying to think if item drops lets you have more than the max stack or not. Where's general drop? So I still use this. Okay, that can go. Just need to get rid of old code that's no longer called. I mean, you probably would have noticed that you don't get the actual valuable drops, I don't think, from enemies now. They only drop treasures if they're valuable. yeah, it's just something I changed. Oh, apart from weapons, they can still drop weapons, I think. Yeah. So I created this new thing called a weapon distributor, which I'm going to rename. The reason is that if you go to so you get 3 log files when you create a rando. Input, output, and process. And the way they work is that input gives you just a dump of all the current values. So it'll tell you basically all the vanilla enemies, all the vanilla drops, all the vanilla static items, all the vanilla shop items. And then output will give you all the randomized stuff in the exact same order. For example, if I go to the input log, you can see, oh, chapter 1, the treasure map is in the shop. Well, it's a bit different because you don't get merch in chapter 1 normally. But chapter 2, you can see, you can get the bolt thrower, the scope. The scope's got 100% discount between chapter 2 and 3. The rifle and the shotgun are for sale. Aid spray and the updated case and the bolts. TMP in chapter 3. So they're like the vanilla stuff. And then if you go to output, you can see, oh, it's now got all this stuff available in the shop. And in chapter 2, it's going to give me the fighting knife. And it's got a 70% discount between chapter 4 and 5. So that's how the input and output works. Process is stuff I log out as it's randomizing. So this is a more of a diagnostic log file. And at the very top, one of the first things it does is the weapon distribution. And that is because, if you look, the inventory is going to say, okay, you start with no money, no spinels, you get an aid spray, the pistol and the knife. And then in the randomized version, you get all these other things. And this is like giving you a line instruction by instruction of what the randomizer is doing. But yeah, the weapon distribution, what it does is it gets all the weapons in the game, plus the bonus ones if you're enabled, plus the attachments. And then it shuffles them all. And then it says, okay, divide them all across all the chapters. Up to chapter 12. That's the last chapter I put weapons in. And then I've got another little thing that says you always get the bioscope before chapter 5, I think. And then you'll see these things say findable. So the other thing it does is half of the weapons or attachments will be just drops somewhere or pickups. So half of the weapons attachments have to be bought by the merchant. The other half can be found, and if you don't find them, they'll be sold by the merchant in the next chapter. So that is the weapon distribution, but it makes sense to do that with all the other things as well, like charms, attaché cases, case perks, all of those things you kind of want spread around across. And for the attaché cases, it makes sense for it to be in order, so you get bigger and bigger case upgrades as you progress. It would be a bit silly just finding the biggest one at the beginning, because then all the others are redundant. The reason why Dirty Pearl Pendant is so common is because there's a slider for, I think it's on general. I probably should move it to enemies though. In fact, I should move all these enemy things to enemy. Valuable drop ratio, which I've set to 25%. And it's got to pick 25 enemies to give a valuable item to. Valuables are currently just treasure. So it will prefer larger enemies. But there's a chance that it was just a Ganado. And if it is a Ganado, it's going to give it a treasure that represents the HP and type of the enemy. So if it is a Ganado, well, the cheapest treasure is the Dirty Pendant. So that's what it uses. And that goes for a lot of the smaller enemies. I could also give you money, I suppose. If I wanted to go less than 2,500, I could just give you pesetas. Right. Level item modifier. Yeah, so this is item drop ratio. And the other will be enemy drop ratio. Chapter 1, you kept getting lots of arrows, didn't even have the bolt thrower. Does that mean I missed the bolt thrower somewhere in early chapter 1? I'm trying to think. I don't think I... Yeah, I don't do anything clever with ammo at the moment. So yeah, you will get ammo way before the gun's available. I think I did want to change that, so it didn't though. Hold on. Trying to see if I can. No, there's nothing in OBS that tells you like when your next ad break is. An event for what? When the ad break happens. I want a timer. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just have to make the OBS window a bit smaller. Could really do with more well, more monitors. Actually, one thing I do have is my my laptop. Or I wonder actually, does the Twitch app give you anything for this on the phone? Oh, okay. Could set that up. I still want like just a countdown somewhere though. Is there such thing as Stream Manager on the phone app? Don't look like it. Let me try it in the browser, see if that works. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Via the Chrome browser. Chrome browser. I'm using Firefox. I'm gonna have to use the desktop site because it won't let me do nothing on this mobile version. Yeah, it's not very good, but it'll do. I could just about see the minute. Is this still possible to buy? I mean, sorry, is it possible to buy 4K high refresh rate monitors? Yeah. Um, right, so I want a new page. So that's enemies. I'll put it before enemies. So we want items. No, don't stop debugging. So this would give me so I don't think this I cannot yeah, every item in this list is you're guaranteed to get. It doesn't include barrels, which can give you any old item. So for now, I think I need to get rid of none and automatic. So that needs to be generic enemy. So what? Yeah, what you need, Edge, though, I need to give you a like a slider for every stage. The thing is, there are going to be some areas that just work, and then there'll be some that won't. Like the 99 max cap, the village fight will work. I tell you, it will work. But the fact that you got to crash before that bit is very annoying. It's so weird. And it might even be like your computer might not crash for me, for example. Yeah, Val, so the way it works is you just, any profile you see on community profiles, you just bookmark it, and when you bookmark it, it shows up in your generate panel. Yeah, so when you pick up the cog in chapter 1, I believe it spawns in more enemies, so it probably just tipped it over the edge with the enemy count, or whatever the hell else it seems to not like about the game. And the problem is, you can set it per stage, but some stages are so close together that you end up with the combined total of them. I think I'll just call this generic all. That should be generic all. Right. And then in this, where is it? Generic all, right. So items now has those things removed. Just have crashed and killed a few in the Kaz cabin. Yeah. But you know, how many enemies would be there be in total? You got the one on the stairs and the two that come in. So that's 3 enemies in total. There's like a couple of enemies that are out of bounds or something like that. I don't know how they work. So you're talking about 5 enemies in total. Times by 10 is 50 enemies. The game can clearly cope with 50 enemies, so why is it crashing? Oh right, any extra? What is that, like 1 on the stairs and another 3 in the spare room? No, I only added 1 in the spare room. So there's only an extra 2 enemy spawns, right? I don't know. Right, so this needs to be item drop ratio, and then this is enemy drop ratio. Item variable. Enemy drop value. Wow, I don't know, Edger. Figure it out. Please figure it out and tell me what the problem is. don't know if it's because they're like semi-plugged or not. That's the other thing, because that first zombie's got like some special attributes. First Ganado, I mean, that comes down the stairs. Wait, when it crashed, had you done the cutscene yet? Like, how far did you get? Had you gone downstairs? Oh. So there's only like one spawn in there. Which means that you could only have got Oh, so it didn't crash the second time you tried it. It's possible that also you got all the ones in the previous area still loaded. This is why you need the SRT, because it tells you what's still active and what isn't. Right, those enemy related ones are gonna move. I don't know, Val. The only way you're gonna find out is by trial and error. But even so, I can't have it crashing on low-end machines. So we just need to figure out the right restrictions to apply so it doesn't crash. Right, I'm gonna grab a drink. Be back in a moment.
Take care of yourself.
My name is Sergeant Frank Drebin, Detective Lieutenant, Police Squad. There'd been a recent wave of murders at the city zoo. I was bringing in a suspect when I got a call from headquarters about the kidnapping.
Parasite, the plaga.
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Great.
I couldn't believe it was her. It was like a dream. But there she was, just like I remembered her. She was giving me a look I could feel in my hip pocket.
Show you the meaning of strength.
I'm sorry I can't hear you. Don't fire the gun while you're talking. Take care of yourself, baby. By the way, I faked every orgasm.
Okay. There's a whole channel. He's called Eli Handel. You should go check out the channel. He's got loads of similar stuff. There's some good like Half-Life ones as well, and Cyberpunk. There's an RE8 one as well. A few RE8 ones. Right. So let's just go to the item drop ratio. So if I set everything to just tokens, we should get just tokens. This is a good way to test it. That it's using in the right stuff. Then for enemies, right. Seems to be working. And then enemies. Nice. So, Ray, do you remember that one thing you complained about, which every other single person complained about when they tried it? The fact that you got silver and gold tokens, even when you turn them off. Right, so I'm making it so that you can have. So there's a new tab now for slide items. You got enemies and items. You can configure your drops, and you can configure your item. So these are the static items that you see across the world. You can set exactly what they should be, and then you can set what stuff enemy drop should be. So you could have a completely different pool of items depending on whether it's an enemy drop or something you find in a drawer or out and about. Yeah, that's. And you'll be able to enable whether weapons can be dropped from an enemy or just appear in the world. So Val, answering your question, do you recommend using Fluffy? If you are not using any other mod, the pack file is more convenient. If you want to use like custom costumes, then you'll want the Fluffy one. You can use Fluffy on top of the pack file, but it's just better if you have Fluffy because you can turn Biorand on and off. And also Fluffy can update the mod while the game's running. So if you wanted to configure stuff and then just reload the save game, you can do that while the game's running. For most things, some things you do have to restart the game, like if you change anything to do with the merchant, you have to restart the game. But yeah, the pack file is definitely like easy for casual players because you don't need Fluffy, you don't need anything else. You can just literally download a single pack file and drop it in your install directory. It's very convenient. I need to look at seeing if I can make the fluffy zip file that you download actually just usable as a zip file that you can shove in the mods directory. Because at the moment you have to take the folder out the zip file. I didn't realise that Fluffy could read zip files, so I'll see if I can change that so that you can just bung the zip file into the Fluffy directory mods. I think the reason why I have it like I do now is just because when I originally did the Fluffy mod, I used the pack file still, and then it started complaining that I had other files, like the log files, in the same folder. Fluffy really didn't like that for some reason. So that's why it's a subdirectory. Yeah, if you're using other mods, I would just get the Fluffy version of Biorand. That's what I did for like Berserker and Valkyrie as well. Although they come as a pack file, I just turned it into a Fluffy mod because, you know, the whole point of mods is that, and the mod manager is that you can turn mods on and off, and you can switch between them. You can't do that if you're just given a back file. It's the same with RE framework stuff as well. It's much nicer when they come as Fluffy mods because you can just turn them on and off easily. When you're developing though, it makes sense to just write stuff to the install directory. And what Fluffy is doing actually behind the covers is if you if the mod is in like flat file, you know, just has a natives folder and a bunch of stuff in it, what Fluffy has to do is edit your install folder pack files, so the actual pack files come with the game. It has to modify those, delete the files from those, because otherwise the game won't load the files from the natives directory in your install folder. So it must back up the files somewhere, and then when you roll back, it must edit the pack files and put them back in. Unfortunately, there's no cleaner way of doing it. That's just what it has to do. And you can't really back up the original pack files that come with the game because the main one's like 50 gig. So I want to look at the input file now. Not the input file, the output file. Oh, it wouldn't show up here, would it? I need to actually download the... Yeah, so this is all tokens, which is what I expected, and then we got... And all the enemy drops should be... all resources. Apart from the valuables and weapons. Nice. So that's working. Wow, the variables are not working. That's the only thing that's not functional yet. Same with enemies. Yes. Do you know who Namsku is, Val? I'll give him a shout out. Go check him out. He made SRTs for the OG games. Now he's working on a remake to randomizer, and he's doing it the same way I'm doing RE4 remake. You're sub to him. Did you not know he was making a randomizer for RE2 then? Yeah, this is... So he's doing it the same way I'm doing it. Like, I gave him information. So now he's just in the process of going through all the game files and seeing what he can change. Yeah, just, I think he did a stream yesterday. Just check out his VOD. You might see some stuff. He actually posted a funny picture. I can't remember what. Was it in, I think it might have been in Death 2024's Discord. Yeah, it's I suppose it is a public Discord, so feel free. I'm free to share this picture. I thought it was quite funny actually. I did like that. It's funny because we were talking in the Discord chat. Everyone was talking about Rebecca's bag. And then Namsku put this picture. Yeah, so there's a tool. Let me find it. All thanks to this Ray. So this came out. When was the first release? Right. So this tool came out December the 8th, 2023. Right, and it is thanks to this tool that the RE engine games are so easy to mod now. Because before that, I mean, you can kind of read this and see for yourself. I'll put it in chat. If you wanna mod these games, this is the tool you want to use. So there were some old tools that you could use. There was one that was like an RE framework based one, and there was another one. The guy that made this thought, okay, these there needs to be a much better tool for doing this. So he made this, and it's very good. It can handle almost all the RE engine games. And I believe this must be how the Berserker mod was made, how the Valkyrie mod was made, and the other mods that came around the same time. And the great thing is, he wrote it in C#, which is the language I've done everything to do with Biorand in. So I can use the back end of this tool to redo the randomizer. So this is like the front end, where you can open a file, mod it, save it, see what happens in the game. What I'm using is the code behind the front end to do the randomizer. So all the actual logic, which he quite nicely put in the library, so it's easy to use from another project. And it's what Namsku is using as well to do RE2 remake. So yeah, what it took for is someone to just come along, make a tool that makes it easy to mod the games. Now they're easy to mod. I mean, things like the fixed camera angle in RE2 remake. I think that's just a RE engine, RE framework mod. Sorry. So the RE framework's been around for ages, and that allows people to edit the game at runtime if you know Lua. So if you're pretty good at Lua scripting, you can do lots of stuff to the game at the runtime. What this tool does is allow you to edit the actual game files very easily, which is probably the best way to do like a randomizer, because it's almost like a Capcom patch for the game. Like when I saw that tool and tried it out, I was like, wow. To be fair, actually, I hadn't seen that tool yet. I was messing around with RE framework. I was doing the Lua scripting, and I thought, yeah, you can kind of do a randomizer of this. It's gonna be a lot of work, and I haven't really been successfully able to get the enemies randomizing. And I thought, well, I mean, what is the Berserker mod and Valkyrie mod doing? What are they doing? They seem to be doing it quite a lot easily. How are they doing it? And then I found this tool, and I was like, okay, this is exactly what I need. I could make a randomizer very easily with this, and it only took me like a day to get a proof of concept working, and then like 3 weeks to make this website. Honestly, trying to make this website is taking most of the time too, and testing it. Thank you, Couscous, for the gifted sub to Ray. I'll speak of the devil. How you doing, Namsky? Everyone go check out Namsky. I already gave him a shout out earlier, but there's another one. So I was, all started with Val. He asked if anyone was working on a RE2 free remake randomizer. And I was like, wow, there's this person called Namsky, he's working on one. And then Val was like, oh yeah, I'm sub to him. And then I showed everyone your amazing picture. Is it still here? Oh, I lost it. Here we go. Yeah. I can't remember why it came up. Oh yeah, I think it was... Def said Rebecca always packs a gun in her bag. So he posted this picture. So there's another shout out for Def. Go check him out. He's plays a lot of Biorand. And also supports randomizer development. Answering your question, Ray, about porting over AI. So far, none of the stuff we've done is actually changing the game code. I don't think it's it's where I don't know. It's just not gonna be easy to do that. Like even the OG games haven't had much success in porting over the enemy types to each game. So I wouldn't count on that ever happening soon. I mean, at best, you've got like an enemy type that exists in the game already, just reskinned. Like in RE2, you've got hunters, but they're just reskinned lickers. In RE1, you got lickers, but they're just reskinned hunters. So they still have the same AI and the same attack patterns. You support the message format. Oh yeah. I mean, Shiny was asking about, you know, he likes to see new puzzles in randomizers. I mean, he was kind of talking about enemy puzzles, but you know, you can go ahead and throw in like actual combination puzzles. Well, yeah, I did ask Usercraft if he could reskin Delago into an Orca, but he said he doesn't know how to do the remakes. How's it going, Emily?
Oh, bloody Orca.
Biorand.
Actually, are you still here, Ray?
Biorand.
You hear that? When Bok first heard that, he thought it was you. Like, he kept playing it again and again. It's like, is that Ray? Trying to think if many people identified it right. But now there's like a bunch of people that have done similar ones. So it's not easy. I think Snooky's one's pretty similar, and Dave's, and that guy Alexia. They've all got like very growly versions of Biorand. So Monster Mash gave me his one, which is quite funny. I have to add that soon. Maybe we can get them into RE4 remake. I do need to update like the texture. AFK's already, I think, given me the file. I need to edit to do that. So does G5 work fine wherever you put him, Namsky? You don't have like issues with certain enemy types crashing if you place them in a different area? Oh, nice. So like, do you have any milestones, Namsky? Do you have like, you know, here's the things you want to accomplish for the first beta or first version you give out? Right, I need to... Actually, I should just get a new version of this tool, because at the moment it's old. So let's update this tool first. And we want to open... That's not remembering it. That's better. App system. Weapon custom, user data. Or at least this is the first thing we should start changing. Ooh. Right. Gonna have a place to report bugs. Oh man. Take me like another 2 days to create a bug reporting feature on the website, wouldn't it? Normally I've used GitHub before. I'll think about it, Ray. In the meantime, just tell me any bugs you find.
Thought a whale could be so heavy. She's at the fence.
That'll do for now. I haven't got a huge number of people at the moment, so it doesn't matter too much if I get duplicates. Thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, Night Ray. I'll see you again soon. Looking forward to your continued stream. So, that's probably a good idea, Namsku. I think Biorand, first version, it was just music, items, and then I added doors. So yeah, do item rando first. Same with Code Veronica, I did items first. Because that's less likely thing gonna crash. And also it gives people a lot of time to do testing. Checking for like soft locks and sequence breaking. You might have to add a bunch of like sort of exceptions to the item rando though, depending on how much sequence breaking you can get away with. I'm sure it is, Def. When it works. I mean, we still got that clip, haven't we, of the tyrant just T-posing, blocking you from actually leaving the room. No, that's one of your best clips, isn't it? I think what's funny is that you were laughing at the fact that the tyrant had blocked your access from going back into the dungeon. But it's like, you don't need to go back in there, it's fine. And you were just laughing at his T-posing. And then you're about to leave and you're like, oh no, right, there's another one blocking your exit. Stuck in the room. So Namsku, as what tends to happen, I write something and then a few weeks later I'm like, okay, I want to rewrite the whole thing because this was totally the wrong design. So I didn't quite finish my new item randomizer, but what I had changed to doing, I was instead of saying, okay, here is an item and it depends on this other item, I reduced it down to actually just called checks. So I have effectively a type called check, and a check has dependencies on other checks. And a check can be different types. So you can have an item check. So a check gives you an item. A check that says you've done an event. A check that says you've entered the room. And then with all of these checks and the dependencies, you can make a more reliable item rando. Is there a download link for this anywhere? No idea what that is. Like, I haven't touched Sonic in ages. Like the last few months I've been working on Resident Evil stuff, and then before that it was mostly OpenRC 2. Last time I touched Sonic was probably when I did Sonic 2 HD, but that was like 2012. Well, 2015, I can't remember when I stopped doing stuff with it. Well, I did play around with there's the retro engine ports. So someone has written their own implementation for Retro Engine, and it can play Sonic 1, 2, and Mania. It doesn't support Sonic 3, unfortunately, from Origins, but it supports the most of Mania. Yeah, the Twitch thing's the new thing. I've been doing it since February. I did contemplate a Sonic level randomizer, and it kind of worked using the, as I say, the re-implementation of Retro Engine with Sonic 1 and 2, because they're really simple. Right, so this is the file that has all the weapon stats. So I need to write code that can understand this file and edit the stuff. We can already see here that it's got, okay, this is the handgun, and for the attack upgrades, 1, 1.3, 1.6, 1.82, and the prices. So it looks like we can randomize the prices and the values. Plus the subcategories, like not only do you upgrade the power, but you upgrade damage, rinse, break, and stopping. So this could get a bit complicated. Oh, I'm gonna have to rebuild my pack file. Right. Yep. I probably won't stream for that much longer. But I'll hopefully try and get some kind of prototype for the weapon stats. But yeah, hope you have a good night, Edge. I'll see you around. So what I'm doing now is rebuilding. I have like a pack file with all the files that I need to modify in. Because on the server where I'm running this, I don't actually have the game installed. Or the files from the game. What I do is I create a much smaller pack file, which just has the input files that I need to randomize, which is about 11.5 meg now. But it has all the files that I need to edit in that. And because I have some new files to change, I need to rebuild that pack file. So I need to remember to put that on the server now, once I'm done with this. Right, so we want a new one of these. We'll call it the weapon modifier, I think. But now I need to copy that path. Geez. Actually, there's a get user one. It's probably better. Stages. Actually, it's not right. Yep. We'll just call it root. Tell you a fact about orcas. They are very intelligent. And they are black and white. And they are a toothed whale. From the Dolphinus taxonomy, something like that. Yep, killer whales is just another name for them. It's all because I like coding around. That's not true. What's a porpoise? That is some other animal. Hey, Gaffer. What am I doing here? I don't know what any of this stuff's for. Yeah, I don't know what that stuff's about. Radar GUI. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Hopefully it's not important. Right, so each one of these is a different weapon. I don't think I can do this. That should work. And then we got weapon ID. Right, so what I need to make a wrapper class for this. So this is what they call a weapon stage. And it has a weapon ID. Oh, it's your music, Def. Yeah, it's your music. theme music.
Tumbleweeds and squirrels, my darling. Tumbleweeds and squirrels.
Okay, that was the South Park Soundaroos. Thanks again to Kate and Earl. All right, up next we have 4 of our local South Park 4th graders who have formed a band. Let's hear it for Stan Marsh and Crimson Dawn.
Hi, Stanley!
Oh, there's our Butters.
Oh, Butters. Oh, aren't they cute?
Hi, we're Crimson Dawn, and, this is a song I wrote about living out in the country on a farm.
All right, fellas, just like we rehearsed it. And a 1, and a 2, and a...
Exactly. That's definitely. All right.
What do you think?
Whoa, very nice.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. What do you think?
Nice.
But wait, you ain't seen nothing yet.
White. Impressive. Very nice. Let's see Paul Allen's. Look at that coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God.
No, he's not. He's not going yet, only. He didn't say he's going. He just said he had to go. No, he said he should go. He didn't say he was going. At least he got his bank holiday though, which meant he was able to play Silent Hill up till 2 o'clock in the morning. So when you're doing no damage there. Silent Hill 3. Oh, that needs to be web custom. Right. No, is knife only difficult? Can you do lightsaber only? This works actually. Oh, nice, it does. Right. String. Why is it string? Probably because it doesn't mean anything. Right. I think I'm done. There's 2 files I need to edit. So this. This actually has the real stuff in it. Right, hopefully I don't have to change any of that stuff. I can answer questions if you have any. I should be able to remember. Which prototype are you talking about? Okay. I forgot I made that open source. Yeah, what about that line? Looks like it's just creating a new file. With sprites in it. It's just what I decided to do, presumably. Well, there'll be like container files. I mean, most games pack all the files into like an archive. Hey, you don't. It's that file. It's whatever you decide it is. There is no format for a DAT file. I was just dumping data in a file. Nothing would be able to read it or edit it, other than the program that I wrote that can write and read those files. Hey, big boss. Yeah, not doing too bad. Have you seen a new website yet? You probably haven't, because you've been doing OG randos. How did you get on with that, by the way? Did you make any progress? Have you registered? All right. That's I meant though how. Yeah. You just register with your email. That's it, and then I'll give you access. Your OG randos today though. How did they go? Night, Namsky. That's a shame. I don't know. I don't have the patience to do what you're doing. Like so many attempts, and having to go back to the beginning every time. So right now I'm in the process of tinkering with the weapon stats, but I don't know if I'll get anything playable by tomorrow. But I have got the item. The item stats are now separate sliders, so you can get rid of all the tokens. A lot extra enemies throughout castle as well as island, so that's all done. And I fixed the issue of them despawning as well when you pause the game. But when you have extra enemies on there are a lot now. Actually, it's probably not too bad on 1x multiplier, actually. But yeah, just make sure you have a lot of stuff to kill them with. But yeah, if you register, I'll be able to give you early access back. You'll be able to do randos. Yeah, you could do that. What you can't. So one thing you can't do actually is randomize just the enemy drops. That's just not a thing I've got implemented. It's all or nothing. But yeah, you could just randomize the shop and items. Keep the enemies the same. Although I can't see many people doing that. Yeah, it's like the OG Biorand. It's all customizable. A lot more customizable than OG actually. Alright. Should be good now. So yeah, the new website will allow you to share profiles of other people. And also you can look at your history, although it's a bit broken at the moment. I need to fix that. gonna grab another drink. I need to think about how I'm gonna do this actually. It's all a bit complicated. No, I don't. I've never played it, never watched it. Mainstream. It's not pushed yet. I'll push it though before tomorrow. I've literally just done it this stream. They give you like hope that you'll see one good RE live action before you die. Yeah, it's not hard. Just get make a TV show. It's better if you do TV series because you can cover more. You know, you got like 8 hours versus 2 hours. And yeah, you know, series 1, just cover the events of RE1. Make all the characters look exactly how they look in the games. Behave the way they do in the games. Add a few of the memes from the games. Just follow the story. Second series, like put RE2 and 3 together. Make one long epic show for that. Season 3, do Code Veronica. Season 4, do RE4. Simple. Yeah. How hard can it be? Or just do a spin-off. Like, there's plenty of shows where they've just made a spin-off that covers different things. Like, there's so much money to be made with the franchise. You can have the main series cover the main games, and then yeah, do spin-offs, which you could do. You could do the Outbreak stuff. You could do the Gun Survivor stuff, or you could just make new stuff up, I guess. But there's a document. I can't remember what site it's on, but it's like this huge PDF, and it covers the whole Resident Evil game lore, and probably the CGI movies as well. Everything, all the main games and all the spin-offs. It just covers everything in a lot of detail. Like, just use that as your Bible for making the TV show, and you'll be fine. Unique enemy HP works, apart from Super Iron Maidens. What? Why do you think it didn't work? Oh no, wait, unique enemy HP. No, don't ever. Edge had the same problem. That checkbox. This one. This one here, don't ever enable that. That is just for me. That is a debug option. yeah, don't. It's literally for me to test the game. Like, if it's so that every enemy has different HP, so that I can identify them. That's all it is. You want custom health, which is up here, custom enemy health. So check that. That's what you want, and then it will use all of these stats. So yeah, that one. Yeah, don't ever use that. And then you can, like, yeah, reduce Verdugo and things like that to something lower than 50,000 or whatever they want by default. But as I say, Super Iron Maidens, for some reason, you can't set the HP of them. Don't know why. Right, I've figured out. I've thought about what I'm gonna do now. Or how I'm gonna do this, and I want to try and apply the same code I do to both files. It's annoying that it is 2 different files. Right. So we've got the base weapon stat, and then I'm going to have something called max ammo stat. And then we'll have oh, it's so weird. The cost must be in like the other file. So yeah, let's get rid of that. So automatic, other people that be playing it, I think, have kind of turned that almost off, maybe slightly above off. It depends on. I'm sure it's really that. useful. I'd turn both none and automatic off and just do your own thing, because usually you get so much health. That's the only benefit to automatic, I think, is that you get the health and ammo that you need. Like, if you're low on health, you are more likely to get health. If you get ammo, it's more likely to be for the guns that you have in your inventory. But that's about it. If you turn it off and just stick everything else on, you'll probably get a lot of, you'll get like a stack of ammo, stack of health. So you'll get like a load of stuff, some stuff you don't need, but you'll build a backlog of it and you'll be able to use it when you do need it. I think if you're fighting, so if you wanted like a vanilla game with the drops, you just turn automatic on, everything else off. But when you want to deal with all the hard enemies, you actually want all the nice goodies stuff, like grenades, which you would rarely get from vanilla, and that helps you deal with all the enemies. It makes it more fun, I think, if you just randomize everything to your own pool of stuff. Hi, Justin. I didn't design game. I am writing a randomizer for RE4R. I think I can change the stacks, because doesn't Berserker do it? I might be able to change the stack. Yeah, should be able to. But it's like you can put the other trainers. There's like an RE framework mod that lets you put anything in your item box, so you can enable that if you want. I think Berserker like just gives you a stack of 2, which is, you know, better than 1. Do you know where it is? I can't remember what. See if I can find it. It's called Store Anything, and it's a simple RE framework Lua mod, and it works really well. I had it on when I was playing Berserker and Valkyrie, which was a bit of a cheat. I didn't use it too much. I just don't know why they didn't do it for the vanilla games. Like, why? Particularly New Game Plus. New Game Plus, it's like, look, let me store all my grenades and my ammo. Don't know why I have to do it twice. Now, does this work? Probably not. Probably have to do means. It's a separate mod. So yeah, I assume both of them are just separate mods that you can overlay. And I think you can, they're fluffy mod compatible as well. Actually, why this record? I've never tried this before. Oh. That's not what I expected. Okay, never mind. Welcome back. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I'm just surprised it works so well, actually. I looked at the code, and it has to do a lot of messing about.
I like sex. It's nice. These are Orkin, a town mechanic and a abortionist. This is my mother. She oldest woman in the whole of Kusek. She is a 43. I love her. Although Kazakhstan a glorious country, it have a problem too. Economic, social, and cult. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. King in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair.
I am in a nest of gold. They have cleverly shifted their shapes. One of them has taken the form of a little old woman.
What is the best gun to defend from a cult?
What you see is what I've got.
Come on and make my day. Book.
Oh, nice.
Leon, help!
Well, I want to say hello. Welcome back in my town of Kusek. Since I returned, there have been much improvements. We no longer have a running of the cult. It's cruel. We're Christians now.
The code. I'll show it to you. So this is the code for store anything. has to do a lot of crazy stuff, like hook onto things, like hook onto events, like when you place an item. And it's got to do it's got to do special stuff for weapons and knives, and it's just crazy amount of stuff that it has to do. But whoever made it was dedicated enough to get it all working without actually having to, modify the files that I'm modifying. I know, Emily. I think you're doing interrupting a conversation between boss and me. Right, so I need to pass two things in here. I need to pass this should be detail. Yep. I probably won't be around because I have to go to the office tomorrow, but maybe I'll check you out at lunchtime, see how you're getting on. It's alright, Emily. It's definitely the time when people start going to bed. Surprised you're still up. I know, right? You're normally up at this time, aren't you? No, you're not. You do often go early, don't you? You can often count on Gonta staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. or Matthewsaurus. see. Alright. Ah. Yeah, I should go to bed too. I think now's a good time to stop. Actually, this is just taking too long, and it's not very exciting. It's a lot of like plumbing to do to get this even off the ground. Right, who should we raid? I haven't raided Gonta in ages. Raid him. Thanks for the background noise. No problem. Hey. How you doing? Party Ghost. We're just about to end. So we can talk more in Gonta stream. But yeah, thanks to Mighty Couscous for the gift sub, and also the follows. Managed to get one thing done today. And I'll push the update for the weapon. Sorry, the item randomization and fix the history page. Yeah, you too. Hope you have a good evening. I'll see you next time.